as we are given the opportunity to visit with more and more clubs, as we're given the opportunity to consult with more and more clubs, the number one question that I am presented with from other coaches is undoubtedly, how do you coach the differences between the team trainings? Now, that's only a question for those clubs who are running AF Live training. If I'm consulting with a club that's not running AF Live training, then my first advice to them is run AF Live training, then get back to me. But for those clubs who do ask the question, who are running the training already, they ask the question, what's the difference between the base, the build, and the burn? How do you coach the differences of it? Number one, you have to understand it yourself. We all know that a burn is exactly what it sounds like. You're trying to burn up your metabolic rate. You're trying to burn calories. You're trying to keep moving as quick as you can throughout the entire workout. The build is going to focus more on strength. It's going to be a little bit slower paced. You're going to push the weights. You're trying to go really heavy. The base is going to focus on lighter weights, slower movement patterns, but all about core and stability, okay? So the weights don't need to be super heavy. You're trying to make things as unstable as possible. All right, so I'm going to give you an example here, and I'm just going to, of one exercise, because we all know that all three of these workouts, they share similar exercises, okay? Today I'm going to use one of the exercises from the base in week 37 here. That's going to be a farmer's goblet carry, or goblet farmer's carry. And it's in the base, but we've all seen it. It's very, very commonly in a build, and it even has been in a burn before, okay? Farmer's carries, one of the greatest workouts ever, so you might as well have it in all three of them. The difference between the three and how you coach them in the three is very, very simple. First, repeat all the time which team training you are doing and why you are focusing on the way you are, okay? So for instance, if this is a burn session, then the way that I would coach this, I'm gonna grab my goblet here for a second. Oh, there I'm back. The way that you would coach this is, all right, since this is a burn, I want you to grab a medium level kettlebell. Nothing crazy heavy, a kettlebell that you can hold off your chest, a couple inches off your chest so you're not resting it against there. I want you to be able to lock your shoulders in place. I want you to be able to lock your biceps in place, pinch your shoulder blades back, but at the same time, it's not insanely daunting to hold it for that time because we are gonna be doing this for 45 seconds while we are speed walking to our destination and back, okay? That's gonna be the burn. I would also put in there why we're doing it that way instead of another way, a specific way. And that was the word I was looking for that they're looking at. This is not a build. We are not trying to go for maximum weight. This is a burn. We're trying to go for medium weight and quick pace movements, okay? If you're doing a build, then a build, obviously we're trying to go a little heavier. So whatever that goblet is, you're trying to get nice and heavy. So instead of holding it out here, maybe they're holding it a little closer to the chest, but they're just still keeping it off the chest, but they're holding a really, really heavy weight, then they might not be able to walk as fast, and the distance might not be able to be as long, but they're still going, they're still staying nice and tall, they're still locking those shoulder blades back, they're still holding that weight. Now in a base, okay, this is where a lot of clubs really struggle with workouts like this and how to increase instability, okay? Now, a base, you don't want to grab minimal weight, okay? It's not a build, but you still don't want to grab lightweight. You still want to grab enough weight to stress the body. So on a base, you're going to go ahead, I would say, grab this kettlebell, hold it off the chest a little bit, but at the same time, instead of going up, I don't want anyone to grab over, let's say, a yellow, for instance, okay? It's about a 35-pound kettlebell here. So I don't want anybody to grab over yellow, even if you can handle it. What I want you to do instead, to increase core and decrease instability here, I want you to grab it and then I want you to extend it a little bit high, a little bit farther out. That increases my core tightness. That's going to increase the intermuscular, blanking on that word, tension. There we go. Intermuscular tension on there that I'm really focusing on. Now go for your walk, okay? But you have to understand what the three workouts are focusing on, and therefore, once you understand that, then adapting each exercise to it is pretty easy, okay? You just have to understand, you just have to comprehend what you're trying to get across to everybody, and you want to repeat constantly what session this is. This isn't that. This is this. This isn't a build. This is a base. So we're not going to go super heavy. We're going to go a little bit lighter, but we're going to make it more unstable. Or this isn't a base. If it was a base, we'd be doing this, but it's not a base. It's a build. We're trying to go maximum weight. We're trying to max out here. So we're going to go like this. We're going to hold it a little closer to the body. Repeat, okay, all the time. Our goal as a club, our goal as coaches, is to make it to the fact where these people come in on their own without us, and they understand how to put themselves through a good, safe, solid workout. Knowledge, you want to spread that knowledge, so repeat, repeat, repeat. You cannot be too repetitive. People will appreciate it. They might give you some crap about it at the beginning, but they'll appreciate it in the end.